It was a dreary Tuesday afternoon, rain pounding down as I found myself stranded on Route 17, my old car sputtering its last breath just a few miles from home. The wind howled, tossing raindrops at my windshield like a swarm of angry bees. And sitting in that cramped driver's seat with my young son Lucas, quiet but wide-eyed in the back, I felt a wave of desperation wash over me. I was in trouble again. Just as thoughts of calling for a tow truck crept into my mind, a lumbering pickup truck splashed through the puddles and pulled over. The door swung open and out stepped Jalen, a tall figure with a gentle smile and a warm demeanor who seemed completely unfazed by the downpour. I was too embarrassed to admit how helpless I felt, so I blurted out something that even surprised me. "Are you like a car whisperer?" I asked, half joking, half hopeless. Jalen chuckled softly, shaking his head. "Nope, just a guy who knows a thing or two about getting engines to cooperate." His calmness immediately put me at ease, and while he knelt beside my car, pulling tools from his truck, I couldn't help but notice how Lucas was watching him in awe. There was something about Jalen, a quiet kind of strength. As Jalen worked, Lucas squirmed in his seat, finally finding the words to express his excitement. "Are you a superhero?" he shouted, his little voice competing with the thunder. Jalen looked up, his hand still grease-stained, yet gentle. "Only if you promise to be the sidekick," he replied with a wink. In that moment, all my embarrassment faded, replaced by the laughter echoing between them. A stranger was lifting a weight I didn't even know I'd been carrying. About an hour later, after some oil changes and a restless wait, my car roared back to life. Relief washed over me, but just as quickly as it came, a pit of apprehension took its place. Was it really okay to let Lucas get close to someone new? I knew life wasn't often this simple, especially for us. "Thank you. Let me get you something for your time," I said, battling an internal struggle about opening up. But Jalen waved me off. "Just passing it forward," he insisted. I spent the entire night tossing and turning. The next day, as clouds drifted away, I decided to return. I grabbed coffee and donuts and took Lucas with me. I thought, let's at least thank him properly. When we arrived, the garage was buzzing. Friends, neighbors, and folks from all walks of life gathered to lend a hand or share advice. I stood back for a moment, watching Jalen wield both the wrench and the community like they were extensions of himself, connecting everyone with his easy humor and genuine care. "Hey, you made it back," he exclaimed as I approached, coffee in one hand and donuts in the other. Lucas rushed to his side, ever the enthusiastic sidekick, and I could see their bond forming right then and there. "I thought maybe you could use a donut after all that superheroing," I joked, and we all laughed. As the weeks went by, I found myself drawn deeper into Jalen's world. There was this sense of community that I had been missing, people who actually cared, who believed in lifting one another up, no matter the costs. I shared stories with Jalen, revealing snippets of my past while he opened up about his own struggles. This wasn't just a casual friendship. It felt like family. Then everything changed. I posted about our encounter online, hoping to share a moment of kindness with others, but it went viral in a way I never expected. Some people praised Jalen, while others weren't quite so kind. Some comments poured in filled with envy and hostility. "Why would she need a man? Good luck keeping that guy around." It was heartbreaking. Why couldn't people just appreciate something genuine? But just when I thought we'd have to retaliate against the negativity together, a phone call rattled Jalen's world. His estranged father, someone he hadn't heard from in years, suddenly wanted to reconnect. With the tension thicker than the rain that day we first met, I saw the vulnerability in Jalen's eyes. When they met again, I could sense the weight of years compressing into that moment of a powerful embrace that seemed to shake the very grounds beneath us all. Seeing Jalen handle that with such grace melted away the anger from the online trolls. It was in that vulnerability that strength blossomed, reminding me what it felt like to be a wholehearted family again, healing in progress, just like us, just like Lucas, who'd now begun to affectionately call Jalen uncle. It was a small shift, but it resonated deeply. Still, adversity never sleeps. The whispers and stares in our tiny town continued, but as the community started to rally behind us, Jalen and I stood firm together. Neighbors we'd barely spoken to began to reach out, standing up for us, proving that kindness breeds more kindness. He and Lucas bonded over car repairs and baseball games, the little boy idolizing this giant of a man who had crossed into our lives like an unexpected gift. I remember watching them one afternoon, their laughter ringing through the air like music. It was a little slice of a perfect moment, an ordinary day that felt extraordinary. In reflection, I realized that sometimes it takes the most unexpected people to show us what true kindness looks like. We often think that strength is about being tough, but in reality, it's about standing up for each other, sticking together, even when the odds feel overwhelming. So as I reminisce about those rainy days, I invite you all to share your perspectives. Have you ever felt underestimated or bullied? Have you witnessed kindness in its rawest form? What does standing up for each other look like to you? Let's ignite a conversation about kindness, resilience, and the shared strength we find along life's tricky path. Remember, every story matters. So share yours below.